Hello and welcome to Hoi4. We are playing as Germany. I haven't done a single vanilla Germany playthrough on this channel, I don't think, and it's one of the most iconic factions in the game, of course, because it's the instigator of everything, or at least the main instigator. You also have Japan. And we're playing with, of course, a new No Step Back expansion, which is going to change how Operation Barbarossa is going to feel, and I'm very excited for that. It's going to change things in Poland with potentially the Warsaw Uprising, which I haven't seen yet. I hope that we see that, and a ton of other stuff. So I decided, yeah, let's play as Germany, because Germany can be a lot of fun. Also, we've been taking straight L's for a while now, and I need a W. And that's easy with the Axis powers. At least it used to be, maybe it's not anymore. What do we need here? We're not going to be doing anything funky with Germany. We're going to be going down the regular old spooky path with Adolf Hitler. So, no, not going to research any of that stuff because we want design companies. Okay, so, how do you play Germany again? First thing, 4-year plan, maybe, or the Rhineland. We're not going to oppose Hitler because we're not going to go down the Imperial path or any of that stuff. Naval rearmament we will do at some point. Ocellan will no longer be a demilitarized zone. Remilitarization may be reversed if you're confronted and back down. We're not going to back down, but if the war starts early, that would be kind of horrible. Historical AI is on. I don't know how much or historical focus is on. I don't know how much it's going to impact that stuff. I do wish that historical focus did take some countries down some interesting paths, but not as wacky as it is now, because it can sometimes throw the entire balance of the game out of order. I want the unpredictability of Kaiserreich, but kind of managed when I'm playing vanilla, I guess. Though this is so important early on. Hjalmar Schacht, the Schacht plan, good advisor. Let's have a look. Might have to whip out some of my books from one of my courses I did on the Nazi economy as well, so that I can talk about that. Albert Speer, armaments organizer, yeah, he's an altogether kind of unimpressive figure in the Nazi Empire. He's, see, Martin Bormann. Bormann would be good for the points. So apparently this guy is insane. Political power gain 15% and heavy fighter production cost 2.5% less. Why would you go with Bormann over this guy? Why? Yeah, why Bormann over Hess? Is it because Hess is gonna jump ship and be like, I'm out of here? So the 150 points go out. Let's go 4-year plan first. Let's grab all these guys, put them in an army. That's not a lot of troops. Makes sense considering we were demilitarized following World War I. Start building civilian factories. And of course, let's see, we've got the Kar 98K. We are going to be using way more artillery than that. We want more motorized. We're going to need way more fighters in this. We want some CAS. Tactical bombers we'll want as well. And I think that's good for now. I'm going to set this up so that we ramp up infantry weapon productions. And I'm going to do this so that whenever these finish, they add the dockyards onto the next ships so that they can finish faster, because some of these are going to get outdated at some point. No divisions in basic training. We need a lot of divisions in basic training because we need a lot of divisions for some of these focus or foci that we need to do. Like Anschluss requires 500,000 manpower in divisions in the field. So let's just start training a bunch of infantry. But yeah, if you're not familiar with this channel, it's a long play format. I play through everything. You see the entire playthrough on camera, which means you can criticize my plays all the time, which you probably should, because that's the way we get better. Who do we put in charge of our... Let's see, we're gonna have multiple armies, of course. We're gonna split the infantry into 2 armies. This is... Well, most of this is demilitarized, so it doesn't really matter. But we'll put 1 army on the Polish border. We'll put 1 army just over here for now. And then we'll put 2 divisions there, which is not going to be an army, that's going to be a corps. Then we have our Panzer Corps, which with the new tank designer we might be making Panzer armies, because those are fun. We have some cavalry, which we will maintain until the end of the game probably, and use for situational stuff probably over here. Now as I do this, this brings me to the topic of mods. This is the only mod I'm using right now, which is a very good mod for theater icons. I just typed in theater icon and I saw it. It makes it way easier for me to tell at a glance what my armies are and stuff like that. This is the first army. Also, another thing, if you're not familiar with my content, the style is a bit more like, I don't know, I kind of get immersed in it. I meme around, of course, but I don't go for meme, like, meta builds and stuff like that. I don't send a truck into Moscow to, to dismantle the Soviet Union in a week. I fight wars out as if they were, real wars, of course, and do so while talking about stuff that I've learned about this period and other periods in my throughout my 5+ years now at university studying history. And many of those things that I've learned that are not necessarily all that controversial is that a lot of these generals, which have so many traits, are very unimpressive if you actually read about them in history books. Now that's not to say that there aren't history books that say Sir Erwin Rommel is fantastic. There certainly are, but the credibility of some, and Heides Guderian, the credibility of some of those history books probably should be reviewed a bit more critically than they often are. I like Witzelbund for the infantry officer, so that we can get some good infantry traits on him. Like Rommel, the traits that most aptly describe him here are media personality and reckless. Guderian, Panzer leader, that seems accurate, but he's not necessarily the, the tactical genius that he is presented as. We put in charge of our motorized. We don't have anyone with motorized traits, so I guess we just grab someone with a Panzer leader and then train them up, like this guy. What's his name? Ewald von Kleist. Ewald. Then we have regular old infantry here. Willem von Lieb isn't... I mean, he's good at defending, I guess, which... Yeah, I don't... So, when I invade Poland, usually, which is a common occurrence for me, I tend to send troops down this way, so that I can avoid some of these rivers here. And right now, that might also be really good, because we can take Brest-Litovsk, which has... which is kind of like a railway hub. But now I put this guy in charge here with a defensive order. Maybe we should reevaluate that later on. But because Heinz Guderian is the only guy with actual panzer traits, he's going to be our panzer leader. He's probably going to get... maybe not, he's going to... No, I'm not going to ship him off to... Armor genius. Yeah, of course. he's not a tactical or strategic genius. I think he's tactically hailed to be like, or deemed to be passing, like he's okay, and then strategically is considered to be terrible. Fedor von Bock looks like a Wolfenstein villain. To be fair, all of these guys do. Wonder why. Cautious and harsh leader. He's got high attack skills, so he would be very good on someone who is meant to be, well, attacking. This guy, as engineer and winter specialist, he's going to be excellent whenever we get involved in the Soviet Union, because the part of, like, well, the main reason for doing this playthrough is I want to experience Operation Barbarossa in the new expansion. Let's just do usuals. And for the cavalry, did we have a cavalry boy? I don't think we have a cavalry boy. Which is surprising, considering... No, we do. Von Vikes. I was about to say, it is surprising because World War I, one would expect there to be cavalry veterans. Now, if you're going for a historical invasion of Poland, don't bother creating a lot of tanks. And I think, tactically speaking, or just in general in game sense, so not tactically but strategically speaking, producing a lot of tanks early, not a great idea. Same with airplanes. You don't need much to do the actual real invasion of Poland. You don't even need a lot of trucks, because the invasion of Poland and the invasion of France was over 90% horse-driven, I believe. All these, like, there's a lot of prevailing myths about the Blitzkrieg, which are represented in this game as well. I talk about them a lot when I play Germany in these in Hoi4, when I play Germany in Kaiserreich, for example. Dutch must be reminded of their trade obligations to the German state. Should do like a Nemoidian Confederacy of Independent States, systems rather, voice from Star Wars there, as well as their military vulnerability as our neighbor. Subtly, of course. That makes the Dutch trade more with us. The only thing I would trade with the Dutch for is rubber, I believe, because they have the East Indies. And that would be trading with the Dutch East Indies, not even the actual Dutch. Which reminds me, we should set up a intelligence agency, which is going to be the Abwehr. To fund our our growing military industry, and to keep this secret from the British and French eyes, we have been forced to use a balance sheet balance sheet entity to route payments in the form of promissory notes. If we do not use our political connections to extend the due dates of these notes, we will be forced to repay them and will no longer receive their benefits. We have relied on the Reichsbank for the reconstruction of our arms industry for too long. It is time we made good our promissory arrangement with our arms manufacturers and end this MIFO bill charade. Now, I don't know if Turkey remilitarizes the Straits. Cool. I don't know if it's, like, strategically better to cancel these before the first time they're due, or what? Oh, okay, never mind. Effects in... So we just issue a 6-month extension after that. Yeah. Oh, the cost of each extension will progressively increase until war breaks out, at which point reliance on MIFO bills is removed and payment is delayed until the war's conclusion. Well, I mean... upon the war's conclusion, we won't have to pay anyone because we won't owe them anything anymore. Oh, never mind. Let's see, we don't need to do the Westwall stuff, and we shouldn't until we've remilitarized the Rhineland. Instead, we should get autarky. For Germany to be truly great, it must be self-sufficient. We must make better use of our resources and become more efficient in our construction. Yeah, people like Speer and Schacht were discussed to great length in my course on like the Nazi economy. The course was called Guns, Butter, and Forced Labor, I think it was called. Because, you know, every professor needs to have a funny name or like a good name for their course. Oh, and subtitle, The Economy of Nazi Dictatorship. We're probably going to make this guy Panzer expert, because I don't necessarily use mechanized or motorized all that much. I find that, well, motorized, I guess, is better than cavalry when you have oil. I find that motorized sort of fulfills the same role for me as cavalry, and so does tanks, but tanks have breakthrough and armor. And now we're going to be playing around with medium and heavy tanks. We're not going to go quite as insane as the Germans did with tank variants in this playthrough, but I do want to play around with the tank designer that they added. Who's going to be chief for our army? None, because I want to do laws before I do that. And among the laws, we already have partial mobilization, which is pretty sick. But I want to get one of these guys. So I think I might go with Rudolf Hess. Oh no, Elusive Gentleman sounds really good as well. Oh, bumped my microphone. Sorry if you heard anything. These guys are all really good. Except Albert Speer. I don't ever convert factories, really. That's such like a late game concern. Heinrich Himmler, non-core manpower plus 2%. That's something we do whenever we... Yeah, this is something we do whenever we control like half of Russia. War support and daily fascism support is not needed. The United Kingdom dominates Dutch trade negotiations. We cannot allow them to drift into the British sphere of influence. It really doesn't matter all that much to me. There's a naval treaty. Yeah, not Rudolf Hess has undertaken his famous flight. Let's grab Martin Bormann, because Rudolf Hess is gonna leave. Who is our first spy? We don't need a Turkish spy, so it's probably gonna be Hildegard Kirchner, escape artist and tough. Yeah, they're all... Seducer is really good. Own operative detection chance factor minus 20%, infiltration effectiveness. Karl Sturm, he is a handsome one. Commando, targeted sabotage efficiency, own operative... Okay, this one is also really good. Ooh. Nicholas Ritter sounds good as well. They're all good. Let's get Otto Zgorjeny. And put these guys into armies. We're gonna be naming all these guys, don't worry. Like all the armies. Einstein can get Fortress Buster and equipment capture ratio gain. That is really good, but yeah, and he has more traits left. I do want infantry leader and infantry expert though. Reichsautobahn, add maximum infrastructure, which takes us down to the German war economy, which puts us into war economy, which is good. Emma Göringwerke, let's do the Rhineland. Now, the French shouldn't be offering much resistance to that, hopefully. Meeple builds stew, yeah, that's just gonna happen. Like, yeah, this isn't really gonna matter all that much because, we're gonna invade them very early in the war. It's only 10 political power, why not? Let's see what happens. I haven't really played with that mechanic all that much. The Polish war strategy is gonna be to mostly push for Warsaw, I think. And Krakow. And then we'll assign more troops to this upper army here to defend Kaliningrad, aka Königsberg. Also, if I sound tired, it's because my day today has not been very fun. I basically don't have internet, so I'm just recording a lot. I can't stream. You can find my stream, by the way, in the description of my Twitch channel if you are interested in that kind of stuff. The civil war has broken out in Spain. This is gonna be a slam dunk for the nationalists. It always is. But we're gonna help them along the way a little bit. Jose Sanjurjo is someone I'm not familiar with, but we can send 2 divisions. That's not much. We'll send the Mountaineers, and we will send... Let's have a look at our tanks, because they might be dog shit. Let's be real, I think they're dog shit. They're not awesome, but they're not terrible either. Their armor is garbage. Their soft attack is decent. If it's only 2 divisions, let's send. Okay, let's send a tanker. Let's send a mountain division, and we're gonna put. This guy's gonna be in charge of our paratroopers, I think. If we use them, which I kind of want to use them. I want to do wacky stuff that I'm playing, now that I'm playing Germany, because we will have an insane industrial capacity. Gotthard Heinrici. This guy's last name is Hell. Might just grab... You know what, let's send 2 tanks. Let's just send 2 tanks. Let's not send... Let's not even bother about the mountains. They're gonna win anyways. This is literally just for experience. So let's just send Guderian. Or actually, hold on. I'm so indecisive. He's just gonna be a Panzer expert anyway, so there's nothing for him to learn. But we do want other armor officers. I might just send Erwin Rommel, even though I don't like him. The game likes him, so we should send him, I think. And give him Panzer Leader. Rommel and Air Volunteers. Well, what can we send then? We can send 206. Okay, so we're gonna send like 100 fighters and 100 CAS, I think. Do we even have Cass? Yes, we do. There we go. Oh, we could have sent a 120 and an 81. They're actually very well set up for that, but it's fine. Duca and fighters. I know I can send 6 more, I don't necessarily care. Now, I don't know where we're gonna arrive, it doesn't really matter, we gotta help out where we can. Okay. Modify governments. Oops. The remilitarization of the Rhineland. Okay, cool. Now we can do the Anti-Comintern Pact and all that stuff. We can also befriend Japan. And recall von Falkenhausen. Before that, I do think doing industrialization is more important, because that stuff will sort of snowball. 2 divisions have arrived, and they have arrived where? Up in the northwest. Let's go and help out in the northwest then. We have so much political power, it's insane. Let's grab a captain of industry. Hjalmar Schacht. Albert Speer's, like, actual... I don't remember if it was Schacht or Speer who did the like, basically get-to-work program that they had. But either or, that program was altogether, like, very good for propaganda, not very good in terms of the economy. I think it was Speer. He did, like, a program whereby people would move out to the countryside in like, Prussia or something in order to find work, so they could work on farms and stuff, but it didn't really stimulate the economy all that much, it didn't really help out all that much. But it was just, you know, very good propaganda. This is, of course, stuff that I'm remembering back to a couple of years ago, so I don't remember the facts fully. I would have to check a book to make sure that everything is correct. Political power gain on this guy is cool, but we already have a lot of political power. We don't need the factories and stuff yet. We'll get the elusive gentleman. Now it's going to give us a timer until we get another spy. This guy, I'm going to actually have him do something, so I'm going to send him over towards Poland. Now, collaboration government. Is that only for puppeting? I don't think so. So I'm going to have him prepare a collaboration government in Poland. It's going to give him some skills and stuff as well. So now we're taking a supply hub here. Or we should be, whenever we're no longer defending. Because they left it undefended, which means these guys will all crumble. We have so much political power now. Cool. Then we'll help close down this as well, so we can send the nationalist troops down south. Erwin Rommel isn't even in charge of this unit yet. Apparently it's, yeah, because the media personality thing. Took less time to ship the tanks and all of our troops and their equipment down to Spain than it did to ship Erwin Rommel's ass down to Spain. Right. We should move these guys onto the French border because we are no longer demilitarized in the Rhineland. Oh my god, our rail network is so good. It's beautiful. Seeing this after having played in this so long, or for so long, especially when you get here. Oh, it's beautiful. This stuff is sad, by the way. For a nation who's, you know, the heartland of the Industrial Revolution, this rail network, which I can't imagine is much better nowadays anyways, is sad. Here in Norway, where I'm from, this rail network, this is accurate, this is what we had. And then the Nazis gave us a railway that went up to here in order to meet this one. So they could ship steel out of Sweden. Well, quote unquote gave us. They made, the Soviets give us that because they made Soviet prisoners of war build that railway. With slave labor.
Alright.
There's, yeah, when I say gave us, it sounds like I'm thankful. There's very little to be thankful to the Nazis of. There's that, I don't know if it's The Onion or something. Or that meme. Might actually be like a drill tweet where like you absolutely do not gotta hand it to him. Like you don't gotta hand it to Hitler for whatever minor positive thing he did here and there. What am I looking for? Armored cars sound so cool, but from my understanding are so trash. They're like only good for garrisons, I think. Do we even need extraction at all, or excavation? We have so much steel.
Alright.
You are which army? You are this army. You will be the first corps.
Alright.
And our new spy will be, I guess since we got, this was the commando, right? Yeah, we could get a safecracker, we can get a Marie Rahl, or Nicholas Ritter. I don't know if any of these are real people. This guy does seem less El Generico than the rest of them. This guy and this guy seem very generic. Let's get him. And can we carry out any operations yet? No, we cannot. So let's have him go and help out.
Zeigt es ihnen. Halt!
See, what do we have to do in order to get that ahead of time tank stuff? It's over in... It's here, right? I know there's something that should give us a less... Or like remove the ahead of time penalty on some tank stuff, I believe. Or maybe it is just that one and I'm thinking of something else. Variant Panzer 3 Aus. What is Aus? Is it like Ausbannwagen or something like that? Panzer 3 Aus A and 4 Aus A, and then the Soviets of course get the A-20 and the KV-1. This has not completed Bulwark against Bolshevism, so we should probably go down that path and get those tank designs for free. 2 100% research bonuses for armor tech, and then this also gives us a 100% research bonus for basic medium tank chassis, improved medium tank chassis. So what what I'm seeing is we should go down these before we even touch the medium tank chassis research, because this is basic and this is the improved. Hermann Göringwerke, and let's immediately... This is good, since we do want more synthetic resource stuff, because we will need oil and we will need rubber. But let's immediately rush down the army innovations. Because I want to have tanks in production as soon as possible so we can build up production efficiency. Blitzkrieg theories gives us minus 15% mobile warfare doctrine cost. This does make it seem as if Hound Guderian reinvented warfare and kind of invented Blitzkrieg. He didn't, but this is incredibly good. These bonuses are incredibly good. Hans Guderian, I don't even know like how to what extent he developed the existing mobile warfare doctrine, which was basically the doctrine of the time, the like standard way of thinking about warfare since like before Napoleon, I think, or like since Napoleon. You know, the idea that the war is determined by the maneuver, right? There was never an idea in people's minds that wars should be fought through like through a war of attrition. Because that is just stupid. Like, why would you think that? There were, of course, generals and people who like whose practical like realizations of their tactics caused wars of attrition, but I mean, World War I, for example, which is like hailed as the war of attrition, very much sort of demonstrates that people were thinking in other terms, because the Germans were like, well, we gotta bypass the French defenses, and we gotta do that Schlieffen plan, which was never really an official plan enacted by the Germans in World War I, but rather a vague idea and the only practical reality for how to conduct a war against France. But and like, do not misunderstand me. It is not wrong to say that the ideas of the Schlieffen Plan was how the Germans fought that war, but there's no official record that says the Germans abided by the Schlieffen Plan. Because the Schlieffen Plan, or the Schlieffen Plan was an idea, and then those ideas were then developed and developed and developed all the way up until the start of the war. And yeah, they basically demonstrated, hey, we are thinking in other terms. We're thinking in terms of encirclements and in terms of breakthroughs, which is essentially how like World War II was fought.
Zuhören. Abstand halten. Ziel anvisiert. Halt!
Also, should just grab Krupp or something already, because we're doing a lot of industrial research right now. And we're doing it slightly out of time.
Angetreten.
Let's get our armor research. So on, well, actually, I'll probably have to talk about this in the next episode because we are beyond our allotted 30 minutes. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching. And if you're looking for any further information about me and where to find me and stuff like that, you can find that in the description down below. That is where you find my Twitter, my Patreon, my Twitch, my community Discord, where people get together to play Hearthstone 4, and also we have discussions about all kinds of things. Other than that, if you like this video, please leave a like. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave a comment. I read all of them. I do not respond to all of them, but if I leave a heart on your comment, that means you know that I've read it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.